Hey world, my name is Taz Waysweet. I'm a poet, an author, a writer. Coming out of the 757. My home stage is the venue on 35th Street, and I frequent Cypher Tuesdays when the world is open. Thank y'all for having me this evening. I actually recorded this video earlier today for you guys because I'm kind of a little bit of a workaholic. I just got off, but I'm going to try to go ahead and kill this set for you really quick, and I hope that you enjoy it. I am currently on my third book. It's called The Blackberry Domino. I have two other books out right now. One's called Cocoa Blues, and the other one is called Bite. Both available on Amazon. This is Cocoa Blues. It's my first one, my baby. This one is Bite, my second one. My love, Jeff Hewitt, did my cover work and my back cover, and I love this book. All right, so now we're on to the third joint. It's in manuscript form still. It's called The Blackberry Domino, and I'm just going to read a couple of pieces out of it. Hope you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for having me. Follow me on IG. My screen name is @LoveChildPoemGirl. On Facebook at Taz Waysweet. On Twitter at StillTazB. And I don't know my Snapchat, but I'm up there. You can find me. All right, so let's do this. From The Blackberry Domino, and we're just going to read random things. This one is called Troy. I've seen beginnings crash land into memories to get drunk over, found sober thoughts while contorted in a position that blurs the foundation of love, salivating salvation and salutations like sad love songs that skip. But I remember dragonflies and honeysuckle in the summertime. Remember line for line Big Papa and Can't You See? To this day, Will Ugly cry to that episode of Fresh Prince when Will screamed, "Why he don't want me, man?" Remember my first slow dance under a street lamp, cobblestone under our feet, and so much love in those kisses. I remember house parties and watching fights go down in the middle of the street. I remember I wrote poetry on the front porch and raps down the block. I remember I had best friends. I remember my mother's laugh. I remember her crying over my stepdad when he left. His bid ended 1 year and 3 months after she died. No lie. I remember the day he told me to cross my fingers. I remember how my brother danced like the old Chris Brown, any version, and Michael Jackson. Usher could never. His sister, his keeper, I am his biggest fan. I remember his smile before the summer that broke it. They say she died on the impact. He and I died from the impact. Remember when I had to tell him that summer he dropped to his knees. B, don't smile like he used to. I remember my rosaries. I remember the words. I never said them when I was homeless or afraid, staring at ceilings and catching diseases. Figured God didn't need to see me like that. I remember getting my daughters back. I am grieving the lost time with my son. I remember the summers I thought would kill me. My baby boy smiles like I am going to be a happy memory in one of his summers, and I am grateful. Someday I will find glory in a kiss planted on my skin where aloe should go and find myself healed. I can only imagine what that God do for the blood. That's Troy, or they reminisce over you. This one's for Jeff Hewitt. It's called Fabergé Eyes. I ain't lying. His eyes used to twinkle like Sinatra had a single called Let There Be Light. He gave me butterflies. He blinked the blues. Rest in peace to a legend. Rebirth of the Slick. Like the echo of something passionate could keep me still. I find myself stuck to the memory like lint on a black shirt. All the cool gone, the fawns would have my neck. Lie spent on pillows with aches in my back from a day last week. I wonder if you feel me on your bones. Alright, so I'm going to read this last one because it's a little bit long, and I think it'll take me right to 10. Like I said again, my name is Taz Waysweet. I'm doing this for the Muse. Thank y'all for having me. Again, I'm working on my third book right now. It's called The Blackberry Domino. My other two books, Bite and Cocoa Blues, can be found on Amazon. and I'm a local poet. I spit everywhere, anytime. You're liable to catch me in one of these 7 cities. So definitely follow me on one of my social medias and hit me up. This poem is called The Last First Day. The night Toni Morrison died, Janis Joplin asked her for a dance. They talked about Vietnam all night, reminisced on Woodstock and the Bluest Eye, Nelson Mandela and John Legend. You know just what it was like when their souls hit the air. And Jan whispered about how she had fucked a black man who had ducked the war. And Toni whispered about how she loved men who could never be a representation of her people. You know, the things we women talk about over playing cards or sipping tea behind closed doors and kitchen sinks, yo, that's just that on that. When evolution could be questioned because we believed everything we had been taught was a lie, or at least not science, when everything was God, and we could challenge that because we ain't seen them. Too many of us don't know our daddies. Too many of us don't claim our feelings. So God became needles or basketballs or pens, and the only way you see heaven is if you kill yourself practicing for Coachella, or if you almost freeze standing in 30 degrees. So Beyonce, my weed man, and poets, we angels in heaven. I imagine the black people mingle and talk shit like Malcolm X sitting with the Kennedys over an Irish breakfast and a Muslim fast, or like Capone facing Warhol for a painting while he snickers that fruit cup better not paint him as a soup can. Basquiat chuckles cause he would never, plus it'd make his mama mad. Respect got layers, but the truth is the truth. The universe blesses us with examples. We tend to call them legends or ancestors. We tend to call them monsters or lost. We tend to call them genius with demons. We tend to call them everything but what their mamas called them. Like if I had prolific tatted on my face, you gun me down like I ain't human. Am I too prolific to be human? Will they shoot me off my podium? Will I die unrecognized? I'm not ashamed to say their names. Will they lift mine? Want to be worthy of sitting between Eartha Kitt and a Feeny in heaven? Ask them what bravery be about. I want to know why Marvin wasn't on Ooh Child, but at least once a week I play inner city blues on an old town road and wait for the beat to drop. Cause that's when everything gets a little bit easier. Forgiveness is a virtue. Feel like I've been living in my church shoes, a muse for failure and God. I fear failure and God. I fear not being forgiven by those I love and being ripped of my vocal cords or the ability of my fingers to move. The night that Toni died, Janis asked her for a dance. Janis told her not to cry, to just wipe her eyes and dance furiously, because dying doesn't have to be hard, even if it is. And Alice is holding up her walker under a purple sky, waiting for them to drop down. And Alice is holding up her walker under a purple sky, waiting for them to drop blood on the dance floor of an awkward wonderland. And so they danced, and they danced. And by the end of the song, they were both screaming in paradigm. This was creation on its last breath. I think I heard it. Thank y'all. Blackberry Domino. Love me as I've always been. It's more than likely that that's who I've become. Thank you guys for having me.